Welcome to the KBA Training podcast. This session is all about sharing with you KBA Training newest technology to bring virtual training to all our global students. And on this episode, have you ever struggled with going to the country's location to complete your learning but is limited because of the travel and border restrictions due to COVID? Well, that's exactly what we're going to help you with on this week's interview, where you'll learn how KBA Training can bring training to you. We have with us Michael Meusel, who is a professional offshore saturation diver, a Fox Sports Asia MotoGP Pundit, and a Malaysian Superbike Championship Rider. Hello, Michael. Thank you for joining us today. How are you? Where are you at this moment?
Hey. Oh, thank you much for having me here today. I'm currently in Thailand, in Chiang Mai at home. And I'm having a little bit of time off. And I'm happy to talk to you guys.
Good, thank you. Thank you so much for spending the time with us. My first question for you is that you've attended our first ever virtual learning for the trainee air diving supervisor as well as the trainee belt supervisor course last August. How did you find them?
Well, to be really honest with you, I had a little doubt because I thought maybe one-to-one wouldn't be possible, as in, when you're not face to face, sometimes it's difficult to get questions across. And we all know that the course isn't an easy course. Now, I was very positively surprised by the experience, and I thought that Darren and KBA done an absolute perfect job doing this course or making this course even possible during this difficult time, So I'm truly grateful what they have done. And I think the course is something that brings learning to a complete different level. So positive feedback all around, and I hope that KBA can keep going with this.
It's very good to hear that. Thank you, Michael. What about the challenges and benefits that you like whilst or about attending the courses like this virtually?
Well, let's talk about the positive and the negatives here. So the positives for me was being at home. I didn't have to travel to Singapore. I could wake up in the morning, have a coffee, and then attend the course and then be fresh as I can be, and then concentrate on the learning and what needed to be learned. Now, this for me was a big game changer. I could take down notes, I could listen, I could replay if I wanted to because it was recorded, of course. So for me, I think all in all, those are really positive feedbacks that I would recommend anyone who's thinking about attending this course should be looking at, because it's like I said to you before, it's a new level, it's a good level. And it's really bringing up the bar very, very high. On the small little negative sides, maybe we had a couple of guys that were from different time zones. We had guys from the States, we had guys from the UK. Now the course started, I think it was 9 o'clock in the morning, which in America would have been like in the middle of the night and stuff like that. So those were the challenges maybe for the other people to wake up maybe in the middle of the night and starting to learn now. But we all offshore divers, we work in shifts anyway. So sometimes you work night shift, sometimes you work day shift. You can get used to it. I don't see it as a difficulty. It may be like a day or two where it might be difficult to get into that pattern, but once you're in that pattern, it's absolutely fine. So apart from that, there's nothing negative to be said about the course.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Michael. So from what I gathered, whilst you're having coffee, doing the training, you're in your shorts, basically, right? In your home, in your comfort, wherever you are. Good. So I suppose from what you've just mentioned, you would recommend this course to others to do the same as well, right?
Yeah, indeed, especially in times of these where maybe the industry is a little bit on its down, you have a lot of downtime, not many jobs around. I truly believe in continuing educating yourself. And even if it will take me a long time to become a supervisor, and I hope I will be a supervisor air and belt in the future, what I've learned on the course, I can definitely apply in my future jobs, regardless if I am being appointed a trainee supervisor or if I'm just working on deck, because the things that I learned on the course, it was for me an eye-opener. Things that I didn't know before, things even in the water that I didn't know before, the pressure changes, the calculations to it and all that. So whoever wants to attend this course, regardless of their experience, I would definitely say it's a course that guys should be looking at.
Good. Have you managed to start logging in any panel hours yet?
Yeah, well, funny enough, I just came back from a job up in Thailand. It was in the Gulf of Thailand. I was appointed as a trainee air supervisor. We were doing a little bit of inspection, and I was basically brand new, and I told the supervisor, like, hey, I just done the course. Are you willing to give me some panel hours? And he was really fine, and he didn't know me. He had no idea who I was. And he said, yeah, I'll give you a shot, no problem, So he did give me a shot. I got a letter of appointment. I got on the panel. Sure, I was nervous about it, but he was a great trainer. He told me everything what I needed to do. Told me to be calm, because obviously when you do something for your very first time, you're as nervous as it gets, and then you also need to find a diver who is willing to have you on the panel. And at that point, was my friend that was in the water as well. And he was like, dude, just get on the panel. It's fine. I trust you, So I had a good time. Good. I learned a lot. I learned many things. I learned to be calm. One thing I struggled with was multitasking, which you needed to be you need to be capable of, because you need to log the dives. You need to talk to the bridge. You need to talk to the deck. So there was challenges, but there was positive challenges for me. Challenges that I think everyone can learn, and everyone can learn maybe in a different way. Some guys pick it up quicker. Sometimes take a little bit more time, but all in all, everyone is capable of doing it. And if you put your minds to it, and if you put your how do you put it best? If you put your goal to become a supervisor, there's nothing in the way of you becoming a supervisor.
That's right. Yeah, when you put your mind to it, it works. Because you've got that objective that you want to achieve in the end.
Exactly.
Great. So, with all of the work that you've done, with all of the time that you've spent, with all the challenges that you are exposed to whilst as a saturation diver, so what do you do to relax when you're not at work?
Well, as you already said in the introduction, I race in the Malaysian Superbike Series. So I race superbikes. I got a big passion for bikes, so I do spend a lot of time on my bike. I also work as a MotoGP Foxport Pundit, so I do lots of interviews, lots of shows and stuff like that. So that's what I do when I come home, try to relax. I do have a family, I do have kids, so it's a bit of a mix of both, trying to mix in the sometimes stress of the offshore life, being away from home, coming home and trying to do something else. So I think everyone needs to find a good balance, because it can't be just one thing, just the offshore thing, because like I said, you need to come home, you need to unwind, do something else, do something that you really, really like. And I personally think I found a balance that I'm comfortable doing with, and am happy to do with in the future.
Very nice. Well, for someone who could multitask on the panels, I don't think you will have any problems doing anything else, right? You can multitask a lot of things for that matter. I've got anything else. Do you have anything else that you like to share?
Well, first of all, I think that whatever KBA has achieved, and I know that doing the online courses for IMCA, for them to allowing it, was a big burden or a big hurdle for them to take. Now, IMCA should really look at this and make this an example of the future of teaching students, because I truly believe that I honestly think that I've learned a lot. I've learned everything that I need to learn to become a trainee supervisor. So whatever Darren and KBA has done, I think they should continue to do what they do and bring the level of standard of training to what it is now. And I think I really appreciate what KBA has done to the industry.
Thank you so much, Michael. That really means a lot to us, and the appreciation, we will share that with the rest of the team as well. So thank you once again for becoming one of the pioneers in our virtual learning, and we really appreciate all your feedbacks and comments on the way we do things right now.
You're very
Michael.
welcome, and good luck in the very future.